From Sign News, new species of duck-billed dinosaur unearthed in China. From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, and if you love talking about animals, share this show with everyone you know. You can catch new episodes throughout the day at Creature Guide Live on Rumble and YouTube. And don't forget to catch our animal documentary commentary live stream on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central on Rumble. Now, let's get into the animal news of the day. Let's take a look at what we've found over in China. Paleontologists have discovered a fragmentary skeleton of a new Lambeosaurine hadrosaurid dinosaur in the Upper Cretaceous Dalangshan Formation of southern China. Well, this is interesting because the Dalangshan Formation of China, which dates to towards the end of the Maastrichtian age of the Cretaceous, so around 67 to 66 million years ago, does not host many specimens. In fact, there's a species of oviraptorid in the area called Helione. Actually, there's two different species of Helione that have been discovered, but this specific species is from another formation, which um, you could have possibly had it where certain species from the Ninskiang Formation um, certain species of dinosaurs could have coexisted with ones from the Yancheng Formation. So this is Banhi. Now, Banhi was one of the smallest species of oviraptorids, which were the species of theropods that always composed a distinct crest on the top of their head, and these animals were toothless. So they were possibly omnivorous, but Banhi might have reached not much more than 3 feet in length. And Woe was also the closest relative to Haliane. So let's see. Yeah, the Ningxiang Formation dates to somewhere around 70 to 66 million years ago. Also, when looking at different species of dinosaurs from China, there also tends to be more attention to animals from slightly earlier in time. Also, when you step into Mongolia, and you would have, if you traveled back, like this is around 67 million years ago, if you traveled back 4 to 5 million years, and then you would um, see different animals such as a larger species of therizinosaurs, larger species of tyrannosaur, even sauropods in the region. Oh, okay. So this is the Lambeosaurine hadrosaur. So there's the major family of hadrosaurs called Lambeosaurini, which hosts about four different subfamilies of hadrosaur. So there's the Tizentosaurines, there's the Corythosaurines, the Lambisaurini, and what else am I missing? It's not hitting me at the moment. There's two other distinct families or subfamilies I think are possibly up for debate. But these animals could reach somewhere around 40 feet in length and weigh up to 8 tons. So you even had distinct similar species related to the mid late Cretaceous species of duck-billed dinosaur called Parasaurolophus, which is the one with the distinct long crest on the top of its head. And it had a close relative called Tyrannosaurus, from China. Let's see. Okay, so we have very well preserved, distinct vertebra from this animal and a wide variety of other bones within the specimen. Skeletal material present in the Lambeosaurine specimen from the Upper Cretaceous Dalangshan Formation of southern China. The fragmentary, this also looks like this could be distinctively a Corythosaurine just by judging the type of crest that or skull that they're giving this duck-billed dinosaur. This is a distinct type of crest that you would see on something like a North American Corythosaurus, which existed much earlier, along with Parasaurolophus, somewhere around 75 million years ago over in Alberta. The fragmentary skeleton of a single hadrosaurid individual was unearthed at Taipinggang site of the Dalangshan Formation near Zhaoqing City, Guangdong Province, China. The specimen is between 70 and 67 million years old. Oh, so it could be. Usually, many of the few fossils from this Delangshan Formation from the last 2 million years. So there's just a more brief sort of a time setting, and includes vertebrae, a humerus, ilium, femur, and tibia. Oh, that's good to hear. It's unfortunate that there isn't a skull. The specimen was collected from the Sanshui Basin in the northwestern part of the Pearl River Delta in South China, which is the closest inland basin to the South China Sea in the South China land source, said China University of Geosciences paleontologist Dong Hao Wang and colleagues. A large area of Upper Cretaceous layers divided into large depositional zones occurs within it. The stratigraphy is well understood, but few vertebrate fossils have been found, save for the aforementioned Tyrannosaur teeth from the Tepengang site. So there have been, Tyrannosaur teeth found in the area, but it's unconfirmed as to what species this could be. At around this time, when referring to the Tyrannosaurs, they're at least in the um, Xinjiang Formation of China, which dates to pretty much the same time. You have animals such as Asia tyrannus here and Kazanosaurus. Now, Asia tyrannus was a smaller species of tyrannosaur. It's also more lightly built than the other tyrannosaurs that evolved in North America at this time, as well as the earlier Tarbosaurs. It did not reach much more than 13 feet in length, might have weighed somewhere around 5 to 700 pounds. So it was a very lightweight tyrannosaur. They never evolved the heavily dense bones of the larger species and tend to stay much more lightweight. It was smaller than its Kasianosaurus relative. You also had other species of hadrosaur like this small specimen called Microhadrosaurs. And also within the Xinjiang Formation, hadrosaurs are not very common. Also, it doesn't look like this is a member of the Lambeosaurinae lineage. At least at the moment, it's just a member of the family Hadrosauridae, which is a much more broad aspect of the hadrosaurs. Microhadrosaurus was somewhere around 8 feet in length. Might have weighed somewhere around 200 to 400 pounds. It's a fairly small animal. But technically, you could say somewhat large for its weight, I mean, for its length. So this would have probably been a food source for the smaller species of Tyrannosaur, like the Kasianosaurus and this Asia tyrannus. The end. The new Lambeosaurine was found in red gravel and the second member of the Delangshan Formation. The individual was a member of the tribe Lambeosaurinae. So Lambeosaurinae ending in I, what I'm talking about ends in AE Lambeosaurinae, which is the major family that consists of different subfamilies of Hadrosaur. Lambeosaurinae is a specific subfamily. So that's what you would find the North American species Lambeosaurus as a part of. Ambiosaurus had like a two sided crest, which is otherwise poorly represented in the Chinese fossil record. And unfortunately, it is. Very little of Lambeosaurinae has been found within different Chinese formations. The fossil record of Hadrosauridae occurs throughout the upper, lower, and upper Cretaceous layers globally, the paleontologist said. Hadrosauroids consists of graded basal members and the derived Hadrosauridae, the latter of which consists of the Lambeosaurinae, Hadrosaurinae, or Saurolophinae. Saurolophinae are what animals such as the um, larger species such as the Mongolian Barsboldia would have belonged to. The Barsboldia existed somewhere around 70 to 71 million years ago. So it had already gone extinct at this point. Or this is towards the end of its time when we're looking at the Dalangshan Formation or even the Xinjiang Formation of China. So, um, also, I'm talking about an animal that, unlike the little Microhadrosaurus, Marspolia could have weighed at least 6.5 tons. Um, so it is a member of the Saurolophinae lineage, as well as Mongolian Saurolophus. The most distinguishing character uniting Lambeosaurine hadrosaurids is the hollow supracranial crest, formed by the paired premaxilla and nasals that may have functioned in acoustic and or visual signaling. So, yes, looking at the different crest shapes as well as the morphology of the distinct crests of different species of Lambeosaurinae, they could have created a variety of different types of communication, probably communicating in a lot of low frequency sounds. So sending vibrations through, well, they would feel them through the ground and it's at a much lower frequency that animals like humans cannot hear. But species like elephants could probably, if they were around, could sense these vibrations. Now, it wasn't just the hadrosaurs that were the largest or that were the large herbivores within the region. You had different species of Therizinosaur that occurred in different formations, not just over in China, but even Mongolia. Now, this is also from the Xinjiang Formation. This is Nanshuingosaurus, which is a later relative of the more famous Mongolian Therizinosaurs. But Nanshuingosaurus didn't reach much more than somewhere around 16 feet in length and might have weighed close to 2,000 pounds. So it was a medium therizinosaur, most likely feeding on different species of conifers, possibly low lying ferns now and then. But this was a member of the therizinosaur lineage of theropod dinosaurs. Despite it being herbivorous, it is a theropod, like pretty much all of the therizinosaurs. But it was one of the last. Um, so far, four species have been found in China: Tyrannosaurus hyanensis, Haxartosaurus, Tizantosaurus spinorinus. Yes, Tizantosaurus is one of the more famous hadrosaurs within China. It's probably outside of Tyrannosaurus, is probably the most famous hadrosaur from China, and Salianae eluncunarum. So we have four different species of hadrosaur in this situation. The Tyrannosaurus looks like a close relative of the Parasaurolophus due to its distinct head crest. And many of these animals would have reached over 5 tons, usually averaging somewhere around 30 feet in length, but they were not the largest animals in the area. This is a member of the Titanosaur lineage of dinosaurs, possibly Lithostratia lineage of titanosaurs, Gananosaurus. So Gananosaurus, much of the skeleton was actually discovered. The problem was due to the destruction of a construction site, much of the bones ended up being destroyed. So unfortunately, we only have a few vertebrae left of this distinct sauropod. So Giganosaurus was somewhere around 84 feet in length and could have weighed as much as 25 tons. So it was one of the largest species of dinosaur that have been found within the Xianeng Formation, possibly coexisted with the distinct hadrosaur that they discovered here. According to the researchers, the new specimen is the first lambeosaurine known from South China. It represents the first hadrosaur from the Sanshui Basin and the first lambeosaurine from South China, they said. Oh, yes. So these other distinct species of lambeosaurine are from more northern China. That's where more dinosaur fossils tend to appear from, as well as Asia, Tyrannus, Giganosaurus, the two tyrannosaurs that are found in the Xinjiang Formation. The specimen suggests the potential for future fossil discoveries in the Cretaceous deposits in the Sanshui Basin and indicates that this area was once home to a typical late Cretaceous Laurasian dinosaur fauna. Well, it's unfortunate that we don't have at the moment a name for this hadrosaur that they discovered. I mean, you could say um, there are many instances where, despite how much of the skeleton that they found of this Lambeosaurine It's maybe just not up for naming. Many times, like paleontologists want to immediately put a name out, so that way they can just put their name on it. Um, so yeah, that's the major unfortunate thing. But besides that, it's good to know that we did find a hadrosaurid from South China. So let me know what your favorite species of hadrosaur is. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. You can catch new episodes throughout the day at Creature Guide Live on Rumble and YouTube. Remember to like, comment, and if you love talking about animals, share this show with everyone you know. Don't forget to catch our animal documentary commentary live stream on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central on Rumble, because nothing is better than all animals all the time.